Hello my friends, in today's video we will take a look at GoPro Hero 10 Black. This year's GoPro was very highly anticipated because it brings some updates that were a bit overdue. Hero 9 also wasn't quite perfect and it left some unresolved issues. In this video we will take a look at the output and the feature set of Hero 10 Black to find out whether it is worth buying. On the outside, Hero 10 Black is identical to Hero 9 Black, which is definitely very positive. The only visible difference is the blue marking. Hero 7, 8 and 9 use different body styles, so the continuity with Hero 10 is very welcome. All accessories including the filters, mounts, cages and so on will be interchangeable between the Hero 9 and Hero 10. The build quality is excellent. Hero 10 is very sturdy and it definitely feels durable. My Hero 9 has also survived a lot, so here I have to give the credit where credit is due. Hero 9 and 10 are a bit bigger than GoPros of the past, but that is justified by two really good screens and larger battery, so that is fine by me. It still has foldable fingers of course, which is in my opinion one of the most important updates in the history of GoPro cameras. A noteworthy upgrade is the new lens, which is more flare resistant and it has hydrophobic coating. The biggest upgrade of the Hero 10 is the new GP2 processor. This is the first processor update since Hero 6 released in 2017. For the users, it mainly means two things: higher frame rates in all resolutions and more responsiveness user interface. The stabilization will probably also benefit from GP2 power, but we will get to that later. Especially the 120 FPS 4K is a pretty big deal because it means that you won't need to upscale the slow-mo footage anymore. I mainly care about the highest image quality setting, which is 5.3K up to 60 FPS. 5.3K 60p is pretty incredible spec on any device, so again hats off to GoPro for that. Hero 10 generally shoots very nice action camera footage. GoPro has improved the video processing in comparison to Hero 9. I'm not sure whether it is caused by the choice of my testing scenes, but I like Hero 10 footage a lot more. The amount of detail is very good for this type of setup. GoPro is probably reaching the limits of what can be done with a 1/2.3-inch sensor paired with an ultra-wide fixed focus lens. I'm not complaining though, there is enough detail and the lens seems to be pretty good. It seems that GoPro was able to get the video processing quite right this time. There are still some noise or sharpening artifacts in the area of the frame with a lot of texture, such as the grass, but those are the limitations that I've talked about. What I really like are the colors. The default setting is now called natural. The colors are still quite saturated and punchy, but they are fairly accurate. The dynamic range is also pretty high even in the default setting. It shows a lot of detail in the shadows in comparison to previous GoPros. This is probably a benefit of local tone mapping, which seems to be a real deal. If you want to capture the maximal amount of dynamic range, you still need to use flat color setting. That is a good compromise between the ease of color grading and capture dynamic range. The low light performance is a tricky topic. Again, it uses 1/2.3-inch sensor combined with f2.5 lens. That is necessary to achieve depth of field that ensures that everything is in focus. The low light performance is adequate. You will see a lot of noise in the low light or in the dusk, but it is still good enough for documentary purposes. Something like Pocket 2 or 1R 1-inch will perform much better in the low light, but they have to use autofocus or sacrifice close distance focus to achieve that, which wouldn't be acceptable with GoPro. Hero 10 uses Hypersmooth Digital Stabilization version 4.0. As expected, it is very good. The footage really is super stable as you can see. It works particularly well for walking, where I was able to achieve really good results. Panning and holding the camera still is no problem at all, that looks great. Especially impressive is the horizon lock, which neutralizes up to 45 degrees overall. Very important is that both standard and boost hypersmooth modes work with all resolutions and frame rates, including 5.3K 60p and 4K 120p, as well as live streaming. I can't really say that I see a huge improvement over Hero 9, but I have nothing to complain about regarding the image stabilization. Even the performance in the low light is pretty solid. It works quite well in the dusk, and the decrease of efficiency in this kind of situation is pretty minor. If you are using it in very low light, it will still struggle, but that is to be expected. GP2 processor should also help a lot with the reliability. Unofficial information says that the insufficient power of the GP1 processor was the main reason for freezing and other reliability issues on previous GoPro devices. I have only been using Hero 10 for about 6 days, but I have tried a lot of long recording sessions and I haven't had any reliability issues at all. On the other hand, after about 30 minutes of continuous 5.3K high bitrate video recording with Hypersmooth on, it can get warm to the point where it is not particularly pleasant to hold the camera in your hand. Another important benefit of GP2 is the overall speed and responsiveness of Hero 10. First of all, the touchscreen is much more responsive. There is basically no delay when you are changing the settings, which is a huge improvement. The startup and shutdown time is also much shorter. Another very important improvement is a very short delay when you start and stop recording. Unlike Fernando Alonso, I definitely appreciate the GP2 engine. GP2 quality of life improvements in Hero 10 are very significant. Hero 10 also takes very nice 23.4 megapixel stills. This is probably the first time that a GoPro can be considered a serious stills camera. The amount of details in stills is very high and they are definitely usable. The colors are also very nice, much like with the video. Hero 10 can also shoot RAWs, which offer respectable flexibility for editing. Overall, I am very happy with the stills quality on Hero 10. Much like Hero 9, Hero 10 uses a 2.27-inch display. This is a very good display and it significantly improves user experience in comparison to older GoPros. It is very detailed and sufficiently bright, so it is generally a joy to work with. There are some big improvements regarding the 1.4-inch front screen. The first improvement is that the front and back screen can work at the same time. That means that you don't need to change any settings to be able to see yourself. The second improvement is that there is no lag on the front screen at all. It is as fast as the back screen. Both screens are a big strength of Hero 10. The user interface is pretty good in my opinion. All of the settings are relatively easy to find and understand. The preset system can also be very useful and it can significantly speed up the operation once you get used to it. As I mentioned, the responsiveness is a lot better now, so I have no complaints about the user interface. Hero 10 uses the same 1720 mAh batteries as the Hero 9. The battery life is pretty solid. I was able to get about 75 minutes of continuous 5.3K recording with hypersmooth stabilization and high bitrate setting on a single charge. That is a good result in my opinion. The audio quality of Hero 10 Black is among the best action cameras on the market. It is definitely good enough for vlogging and for all-round usage. It is not quite as good as with DJI Pocket 2, but it is better than with Insta360 One R. To sum up, I can say that GoPro Hero 10 Black is a very good action camera. It is kind of customary to bash GoPro for the lack of innovation, but I think that Hero 10 is a good product and some of the upgrades are very noticeable. First of all, it shoots very nice action camera footage. It is very well made and durable. GP2 upgrades such as doubling the frame rate and increasing the responsiveness are very welcome. The reliability also seems to be significantly improved, which is extremely important. There isn't really any technical aspect that I could outright criticize. Of course, there are some imperfections such as low light image quality or noise in high dynamic range scenes, but those are compromises of the whole ultra-wide everything in focus concept, so I didn't really expect significant improvements in that regard. Hero 10 is also quite expensive, there is no way around saying that. If you think about it, GoPro doesn't really have any direct competitor in the high-end action camera market anymore, so they can afford to charge that much. Nevertheless, I appreciate that GoPro still makes these super versatile hero cameras. They still provide a lot of convenience and creative options. I'm generally very happy with Hero 10 Black, I will probably get one more Hero 10, so I can recommend it. So that's it for this video, thank you for watching, I hope that you liked this video and that you have found it to be useful. Stay tuned for more videos and maybe consider subscribing if you don't want to miss my future content. I appreciate your feedback in form of thumbs up or thumbs down. If you would like to ask anything or share your opinion, please do so in the comment section, and see you next time.